Welcome to Spy Collection's first episode for 2025. My name is Anastasios and we'll start with a rare Cold War artifact. This Sony radio. As you can probably guess, this was used to receive one-way covert communications by agents. If you'd like to learn more about this method, check out our Tradecraft Sunday episode 3, which is dedicated to this topic. This specific model wasn't known to be used in such a way until 2017, when Poland's domestic spy agency, the ABW, released this historical publication titled Methods of Intelligence and Counterintelligence. More details on this Sony radio we find on page 18, where we read, under the radio and electronic equipment chapter, that in covert communications the agencies used, among other things, various types of radio and electronic equipment. Radio stations intended for espionage activities were constructed as early as 1920s, and their production developed during the Second World War years. At the time, agents conducting operations in occupied Europe placed them in specially adapted suitcases so as not to arouse the occupiers' suspicions while transporting them. Over time, technological progress enabled the miniaturization of this type of equipment. Tubes were replaced by transistors, and various types of electronic devices began to be introduced into circulation. In order to increase security of transmissions made via radio and electronic equipment, the information transmitted was first encrypted. And after the image of this Sony radio we're sharing with you today, we read, a radio receiver used as a one-way communications device. This form of covert communications only allowed the agent to receive radio waves, but had no technical means of sending a response by the same route to the sender. A special feature of the radio receiver was an extended shortwave band, which allowed for selective setting of the frequency indicated in the radio reception plan, on which a program with a ciphertext was broadcasted on a given day and at a set time, and also notes how ABW defines covert communications. Covert communication forms, methods, systems and means used by an intelligence service to ensure contact between its individual links, headquarters, residency/station, case officer, liaison, agents. This type of communication primarily enables an agent to transmit information and intelligence material, and an intelligence service to transmit funds, instructions, and espionage material. Back to the artifact. This is the Sony Transistor 9 Super Sensitive TR911. It was manufactured from November of 1962 and until 1963, which also gives us a period when the mentioned espionage activity was taking place in Poland, meaning it was during the Cold War period, likely from some Soviet spies, since Poland was on the border with the Soviet Union, and because of that a regular target of Soviet espionage. That's the backlight switch, the on-off, volume and tone knobs. Tuning and fine-tuning knobs are here, and down here is the band selector, with the options Broadcast Band, Shortwave 1 and Shortwave 2. Check out the Radio Museum for the exact technical specs of this radio. As always, links in the description. It has earphone connectors on its side here, and both a built-in antenna, this one, as well as the option to install an external one. As a Radio Museum stated, this was also featured in the 1988 film Good Morning Vietnam, in this specific scene.
Those girls are just so pretty. Gomer, are you here in Vietnam? Yes, I am. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Linda, why did you name your daughter Linda Bird? Because Linda Dog would be too cruel. Easy, girl, easy. You know, if you pick...
As you can see here, it was manufactured in Japan and it needed 4 1.5 volt batteries to operate. We can open it up using those two screws. And here is how it looks on the inside. In total, it's estimated that around 21,000 units of this device were manufactured. And we also found this advertisement of it in a 1963 issue of the Boating magazine from the United States. 9 transmission portable with broadcast and 2 shortwave bands, lighted dial, tuning meter, RF amplifier stage, complete with earphone batteries. List price $99.95, leather case $9.95. Of course, just like most spy agencies around the globe, ABW also has this unique spy artifact in their close-to-the-public spy museum. Specifically, it's located in this room that, as per its display name, is dedicated to foreign intelligence communications. Apart from the historical value for ABW, this is also important since this agency is responsible for counterintelligence inside Poland, basically uncovering foreign intelligence activities. So this secret spy museum exhibits some of the agency's successes in catching those spies throughout the years. Spies once used devices like this to receive their instructions, but now they are using other means, adapting to the technological developments and available capabilities. Nevertheless, this rare Sony radio receiver is another reminder of the hidden espionage activities that were taking place in Poland and elsewhere during the Cold War era. A benign radio receiver for a household, or a covert communications tool for a secret agent. In the world of spies, nothing is as it seems.